Hey there, I am C4H. Welcome back to Nostalgia Plays, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I think part 29. We just got the Master Sword in the by opening the Door of Time. Very strange. We were told the Triforce was in here, but we ended up getting the Master Sword, and Ganondorf ended up getting the Triforce, which the pieces are split up. He gets the Triforce of Power, we get the Triforce of Courage, and Zelda gets the Triforce of Wisdom, which all three, obviously, they have specific powers that are, like, separate from just granting a wish. So, who is this speaking? Linup. Wake up, Linup, the Chosen One. Oh, I know this voice. You want a new car! I forget if Gabora is actually this guy, because this guy is Rauru, the Sage of Light. We're in the Sacred Realm right now, I think. Pretty sure. And he's the Sage of Light. We just were asleep for 7 years, believe it or not, which he's going to explain here in a sec. And he has woken us up now that we are old enough to wield the sword of the Master Sword. I am Rauru, one of the ancient sages. Ages ago, we ancient sages built the Temple of Time to protect the entrance to the Sacred Realm. Didn't protect it very well because you refuse to give the Triforce to Link, but you give it to Ganondorf. Like, how does that make sense? You open the Door of Time, you don't get the Triforce, but Ganondorf is allowed to get it. How is that fair? So this is another thing that's not hinted directly in the game, I think. It's hinted, like, a little bit, but very, very vaguely, very cryptically. But these sages are all ghosts. They're all dead. So it's like, ages ago, we ancient sages built the Temple of Time to protect the entrance to the Sacred Realm. This is the Sacred Chamber of the Sages. It's inside the Temple of Light. The Temple of Light is... I guess we're not in the Sacred Realm. We're in the Chamber of Sages? Like, all these weird locations. Like, what the fuck? I hinted yes, and even he's hinting now. Sages, there are more than one. He is only one of the sages. Temple of Light, situated in the very center of the Sacred Realm. Okay, so we are in the Sacred Realm. It's the last stronghold against Ganondorf's evil forces. How's that working out for you, dude? The Master Sword, the evil destroying sword that you pull out of the pedestal of time, was the final key to the Sacred Realm. Yeah? Don't be alarmed, look at yourself. So yeah, now we're 7 years older, instead of like 11 or 12 or however old we are. Now we are 18 or 19. So, this is what I was talking about before, when I was saying that child and adult are two different sections. Look, Linup, you're big now, you've grown up. This is where the strong parts of the game begin. The first child section is okay, but it's kind of weak and a lot of shit is pretty confusing, and not very many parts of the game are that fun. You kind of just gotta, like, the only things you do as child are like collects gold skulltulas. You're like an errand boy. You collect these spiritual stones. You collect gold skulltulas. You go through dungeons, which the Deku Tree is pretty good. Dongo's Cavern is good, and Jabu Jabu's Belly is one of the worst Zelda dungeons, so it's like, you got some alright middling dungeons, and some tedious gameplay. So, the Master Sword, only one worthy of the title of Hero of Time could pull it from the pedestal of time. However, you were too young to be the Hero of Time. Therefore, your spirit was sealed here for 7 years. Interestingly enough, in the Wind Waker timeline, Child Link is thought to be the Hero of Time, even though he didn't technically ever wield the Master Sword. And he also is shown riding Epona, which is interesting because he never ride Epona as a child, until Majora's Mask at least. Your spirit was sealed here for 7 years, and now that you are old enough, the time has come for you to awaken as the Hero of Time. Nice. Well, do you understand your destiny? Yep. But remember, though you opened the Door of Time in the name of peace, Ganondorf, the Gerudo King of Thieves, used it to enter this forbidden secret realm. He obtained the Triforce from the Temple of Light, and with its power, he became the King of Evil. Cool! Why didn't I get this? Why didn't any of these defenses against the Forest of Evil work? You're terrible. His evil power radiated from the temples of Hyrule, and in 7 short years it transformed Hyrule into a world of monsters. You are a fucking disgrace, man. My power now has only little influence even in this sacred realm. You say that like it means anything. Like, you and the Deku Tree talk about your powers, but like, he's rooted to the fucking ground, and the only power you have is the ability to sell a Honda to people. Maybe. I don't even know if you're Gabora Gabora. Namely, this Chamber of Sages, but there's still hope. Why is the screen flickering? The power of the sages remains. When the power of all the sages is awakened, the sages' seals will contain all the evil power in the void of the realm. I, Raru, am one of the sages, and your power to fight together with the sages makes you the hero of time. The hero of time chosen by the Master Sword. Keep my spirit with you and find the power of the other sages and add their might to your own. He says it like you actually get their power, but you don't. You just get a fucking medallion. You get a Chuck E. Cheese token. And the Master Sword didn't choose me, buddy. I stumbled across it randomly while trying to protect the fucking Triforce, which... yeah, we already talked about how incompetent you clearly are. Give me my fucking token so I can go play some, like, skee-ball or something. Like, stupid face. Although, he does look less like a mugshot, which is a little... it's a plus. Light Medallion, Roar the Sage adds his power to yours. Cool. So basically nothing. I've gained nothing. Find the other sages and save Hyrule. So he doesn't tell you anything about where they might be. He just says that they exist, basically. Ganondorf is bad guy, you are good guy! Get sages! That's basically what he just said. In like a 4-minute cutscene. Took him 4 minutes, like 7 minutes actually, to be like, hey dude, Ganon's pretty evil. Lineup, we're back in the Temple of Time, but if 7 years really passed. It looks like you won't be able to use some of the weapons you found as a kid anymore. She's just exposition. Like, they're trying to kind of make her a character, but it doesn't work. She's just exposition. It's so obvious. Like, the writing was very weak in this. So we can't use child weapons as an adult. Let's get out of here. So we can't use the Deku Stick exploit anymore. But our jump attacks, now that we have the Master Sword... Master Sword does double the damage of the Kokori Sword, so we basically do the same damage, as if nothing changed. Who the fuck is this? But, kind of sad that the stick you pick up off the ground is as powerful as the Sword of Legend. Although, it's just more proof that the sword isn't that legendary. Like, first time you hear of it is a second before you pick it up. It's like you're going to a garage sale for this thing. But waiting for your hero of time. Who are you? When evil rules all, an awakening voice from the sacred realm will call those destined to be sages who dwell in the 5 temples. Wait, what? Huh? I'm a mostly grown adult and I don't even remember the I don't even understand this. Rules all, an awakening voice from the sacred realm will call those destined to be sages who dwell in the 5. Who is this awakening call? Who is the awakening voice? What is any of this shit? I feel like I'm on acid. There are 5 temples, one in the deep forest, one on a high mountain, one under a vast lake, one within the house of the dead, one inside a goddess of the sand. Together with the hero of time, the awakened ones will bind the evil and return the light of peace to the world. So they're basically, their only purpose is, like, the sages actually don't give you any power. All they do is seal away Ganondorf. That's all they do. The legend of the temples passed down by my people, the Sheikah. Cool. I am Sheik, survivor of the Sheikahs. Creative name. All you did was take your people's name and get rid of a few letters. As I see you standing there holding the mythical Master Sword, you really do look like the legendary hero of time. But Link's like all awkward. He's still like 11 years old, really. If you believe the legend, you have no choice. You must look for the 5 temples and awaken the 5 sages. Honestly, an 18-year-old that behaves like an 11-year-old, it's basically me when I made my first YouTube channel. Link, you have a future in showbiz, I'm afraid. One sage is waiting for the time of awakening in the Forest Temple. The sage is a girl I am sure you know. Because of the evil power in the temple, she cannot hear the awakening call from the sacred realm. Unfortunately, equipped as you currently are, you cannot even enter the temple. Yeah, we need the shrinking and expanding tool that Dampy found. believe what I'm saying, you should head to Kakariko Village. Right, we gotta talk to Dampy about that tool he has. Yep, I understand. So the Forest Temple, girl we know. Unless you're 6 years old, you could probably, like, this is the first hint that actually most people will get pretty quick. So everyone's gonna think, oh, Saria is the first sage. Neat. So, been 10 minutes, but I'll finish what I'm talking about first, I guess. So, we gotta go to Kakariko Village before we can even go to the Forest Temple, and the Forest Temple, is cursed. We gotta break a curse on it, and apparently Saria is the first sage we're trying to find. Very beautiful scene right here where it's like all dark with the shining. I like lights silhouetted against the dark. Like stuff like this, stuff like my desktop background, like a light, a single like street light in a dark night, and it's like there's only one street light. There's something so like wistful and beautiful about it. I love it. Well, I'm gonna stop talking, end the episode here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. See you next time.